The Black Vernacular is the sound of history. In a socio-political fight against master narratives, this spoken and literary genre is a vehicle to find a voice. The organized effort to create literature gave blacks a space in American culture. The establishment of a black voice within this space served to break down the levee of white hegemony from which subsequently black power and meaning would flow. The Black Vernacular was born with the creation of spirituals. These improvisational songs, deeply rooted in the Afro-American Jeremiah, preach visions of peace in a world beyond the present. The singers of these melodies used words to arm themselves against the dehumanizing slaveholders and systems that were meant to crush their humanity. The Black Vernacular offered not only a sense of self-worth and an escape from brutality, but enabled a secret culture to take place. Stripped of all forms of expression, slaves were nevertheless able to establish agency. The spiritual Steal Away Jesus speaks directly to the vision of love and peace beyond the harsh world blacks were enduring. The trumpet sounds within my soul. I ain't got long to stay here. Steal away, steal away, steal away to Jesus. The trumpet serves to awaken the black consciousness. The lyrics proclaim that the identity given to the blacks is not their own. Soon I will be done, proclaims. No more weepin' and a wailin'. Soon I'm gonna live with God. The spiritual hints at the seeds of change that would become a predominant theme within the Black Vernacular. In songs such as Didn't My Lord Deliver Daniel and God's Gonna Trouble the Water, secret codes disguised in religious language enabled blacks to vocalize their dissatisfaction and organize change. Stemming from spirituals, gospels were similar in nature but distinctive in structure. While the language within gospels is coded and very much politicized, the difference lies in their structure. These songs exert power through percussive instruments and convey a fully expressive human voice in cries. Gospels such as This Little Light of Mine and Peace Be Still were hopeful of freedom to come. The Black Vernacular in this oral form proves that those in subjugation will not remain there. The seeds for political and social protest were planted during the appearance of blues and jazz. In blues, the Black Vernacular shows through in instrumentals and a singular voice. The songs are largely non-religious and improvisational in nature, using train bells, whistles, and shouts. Ralph Ellison defined blues as a measure to keep the painful detail and episodes of a brutal existence alive in one's aching consciousness. One song, Good Morning Blues, is a conversation between the singer and her melancholy reality. It tells of a dissatisfying life. Good morning, blues. Blues, how do you do? The voice of the Black Vernacular in this form tells the story of those who feel detached from the identity given to them and who feel displaced without agency or power. In this sense, blues music is a reflection on the conditions under which blacks lived. Jazz was the next musical form to use the Black Vernacular. Jazz music worked to reclaim power and revolt against the master narrative. In jazz, the instrumentals of horns and whistles, calling and squalling, was hard to ignore. With flavor and force, singing and stomping, the form had a political thrust to it. The words spoke to the capacity to create a voice that would no longer be silenced under oppression. Aretha Franklin's song, Respect, demands freedom not only in its title and lyrics, but in the very way it is sung with purpose. The Black Vernacular, in the songs People Get Ready, We're a Winner, and What's Going On, paints a picture of a fierce determination and fearlessness along with social protest. Jazz added force to the voice of the Black Vernacular. In 1980s, hip-hop was born. This genre of music clearly portrays the effects of history on Black Vernacular and Black Vernacular's effect on history. The themes within this form are ones of rebellion and retribution. Through stylized chants, loud drums, and military-like instrumentals, hip-hop vocalizes blacks' dissatisfaction and frustration with the realities in which they live. The often heated banter involves motifs of brutal physical violence and verbal profanity. Its verses fantasize about power and upward mobility. The revolution will not be televised, the message, and fight the powers that be, speak of raw violence and inevitable revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. The revolution will not go better with Coke. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will be live. The vernacular criticizes the socio-political systems around blacks at that time. This song, along with many others, speaks to the urgency of change that will come regardless of white permission. The songs celebrate Black verbal power and style while calling for action. The Black vernacular and hip-hop brought the topic of racial disempowerment into the conversation between American voices. The Black vernacular lives not just on the page. The Black voice is not only spoken, but lived. The voices that developed musically in the birth of spirituals, gospels, blues, jazz, and hip-hop tell a story of a people who refused to remain subjugated. The Black vernacular as a literary and spoken genre continues to grow and evolve with time. Songs such as Jay-Z's Run This Town are indebted to the history of Black voices that came before them. Messages prevalent in hip-hop today prove the emergence of a Black voice that is no longer able to be ignored. In Jay-Z's words, "Victory is within the mile. Almost there, don't give up now. Only thing that's on my mind is who gonna run this town tonight."